Johannesburg has a new speaker in council, and her name is Margaret Arnolds, and she now joins us via our telephone line. Margaret, thank you so much for joining us here on the late edition. Let's start off with congratulating you on your new appointment as the speaker of the Johannesburg Council.
Good evening, and thank you, Bali, and good evening to all your viewers.
And of course, Margaret, we understand that you were elected today in the Johannesburg Council unopposed. What does that say about the confidence which has been bestowed upon you by those you share a coalition with in the city of Johannesburg?
Bali, it was overwhelming at the time, but then I also took a step back and I looked at work that was done by Margaret Arnolds in the city of Johannesburg, and I could then understand the unopposed view of everybody.
Margaret, do you think that your appointment will bring the stability that the city of Johannesburg needs, especially when it comes to ensuring that we see service delivery in the city?
Bali, I want to be honest with the viewers, and I want to be honest with the residents of the city of Johannesburg, that it's not going to be a quick thing that's going to happen, but I want to say that it would be work that needs to be done. And I also want to say to everybody that as Margaret, I would want to be given the chance, and I would want to prove to the residents that I am able, together with the political party that I come from, and together with the government of local unity, that we are able to deliver the services. And I want to also say to the councillors in the city of Johannesburg that I would apply an open door policy, and I would not be the speaker for the government of local unity or for my party, but I would be the speaker of the councillors in the city of Johannesburg, all 269, because I'm number 270.
And of course, Margaret, you are someone who has been in council for a very long time in the city of Johannesburg, and I'm sure you have noted the shortcomings in the council. What will you be doing differently as compared to the other previous speakers we have seen in the city of Johannesburg?
Bali, let me say, I'm not going to point fingers to anybody because I am knowledgeable of all the things and all the shortcomings in the city of Johannesburg. But I want to say to everybody that I would love and I would want to, as the newly as the newly elected speaker of the city of Johannesburg, I want to say that I want to conduct a thorough audit of current service delivery systems to identify the gaps, the inefficiencies, and the areas for improvement in the department, to assess the state of everything in the city of Johannesburg, and call for collaboration with stakeholders. I want to work closely. Who are these stakeholders? They are political parties, they are municipal departments, and external stakeholders, to foster a collaborative working relationship and a partnership with everybody. I also would want to work with every councillor in the city of Johannesburg.
And Margaret, there's been so much change in the city of Johannesburg, and we've seen so many people come and go in very key and crucial positions. And we know that, there seems to be a bit of tensions when it comes to the ANC and EFF coalition, or rather partnership, when it comes to working with each other in various municipalities. Do you think that you will be able to finish your term under this coalition government you find yourselves in with the ANC and the EFF and other smaller parties?
In the city of Johannesburg, I think the minority parties, or myself and the mayor and others, were the architects of the coalition. And I think that we have brought together, not I think, I know that we have brought together every political party that we are in government with, that we brought them together and that we have a good relationship. And I do realize that there are issues that are happening on a national level, but I think for now, our focus is how good are we together, how good are we able to work together, and we deal with the issues right now. I don't think we are going to look at national government for now. We are going to look at what services we can deliver as a government of local unity.
And Margaret, you know, the DA was a no-show today in a council. And Speaker, we also then, you know, saw some criticism coming out from, you know, the benches of the opposition, and particularly being the Democratic Alliance, saying that there was no need to hold an extraordinary sitting of council because it costs the taxpayers at least 600,000 rand. Why couldn't this election wait until next week's sitting in council?
I would love to know where they get the figure of the 600,000. If they can explain to us what was the 600,000 used for, because there was not a 600,000 used for. 600,000 normally gets used for 2 or 3 days council sitting. But also the fact of the matter is that if we call the special council, did not call the special council meeting, we were not going to have a programming in preparation of a council meeting for next week, because the speaker is the chairperson of the programming committee, and the programming committee needs to sit before the council meeting. So whichever way you want to throw it, we have to elect a speaker for the council meeting that needs to sit, because we need to have a programming committee. And it's really, really shocking to hear that coming from the DA.
And of course, you know, coming into next week, the Democratic Alliance wants a motion to be filed, and they want a dissolution of council. Do you think that this will be possible, considering that they would need a 2/3 majority to remove the current coalition government?
I don't think it would be possible, because I can tell you all the parties that are in the government of local unity would not be voting with them, because none of us would want to have the disillusionment of the City of Johannesburg. And they do need 2/3 majority. Let's see where they're going to get their 2/3 majority. The only thing that the DA needs to do is the DA needs to work together with all of us and come to council when they have to come to council. They could have expressed their dissatisfaction in council, or they could even have put forward a person to run for speaker today.
Ms. Arnolds, thank you so much for your time here on SABC News. That is Margaret Arnolds. She is the newly elected speaker in the city of Johannesburg.